I am an advocate for community inclusion currencies, for poverty eradication and sustainable development. So, how do we heal a post-colonial legacy of torn communities and ecosystem? How do we enable communities to create scale and scale credit? How does this enable wealth creation to stay within the communities? This, commitment pooling. We've been working on commitment pooling, which is an economic protocol inspired by indigenous wisdom. So when I talk about indigenous wisdom, I mean rotation of labor association. I come from the Kikuyu community in Kenya, and we call it Mwethia. We have so many communities in Kenya with very different names for this indigenous practice. And it's not just in Kenya, it's even global. What you're looking at, the pictures here, the first one is a type of a rotation of labor, an educational kind of it. That is a service, Mwethia, women grinding maize for flour. That is an infrastructural kind of Mwethia, and there's so many. Okay? This is the difference of what was and what is now. So what was the shared economic commons? You know, we had synergetic commitments, harmonious flows, accountable systems, you know, ecosystem regeneration, democratic stewards, unlike what we have now, you know, the fiat dominance, open markets, etc. Now, in communities right now, they have these 6 assets. For them to understand they have the 6 assets and to understand at what level these assets are is very important, and that is what you're doing with communities now. And what this image here is them realizing that they have it. Like, I have what you don't have, and you can benefit from one another. Creating that wealth is really visualizing what they can and what they have to offer one another. Now, I was talking about rotation of labor associations. So this is all about making commitments, fulfilling commitments, and accepting commitments. So just to explain rotation of labor in a bit, this is family 1, family 2, and family 3. All the families have needs. You know, they need a house built, they need a farm fixed, you know. So what they do, they create commitments backed by, commitments, and then they say, okay, fine, I'm committing, I will come and help build a house for family 1. I'm also committing that I will also help family 2 build a house. And eventually, they pool their commitments together. Okay, so those are pooled commitments. So that means when I make commitments, I will accept commitments and I will also fulfill commitments. So when they all fulfill commitments, they are allowing accountability and exchange, and they have a clear and known agreed upon rules. Okay, so eventually when they do a cycle of helping one another, you know, doing the giving commitments, accepting commitments, and fulfilling commitments, there is a range of physical assets grown, social assets grown, human, spiritual, political, and natural assets, you know, they change. Now, Grassroots Economics Foundation has been helping formalize these commitments by adding technology. And now it becomes easier for me to value what I'm offering in a community. It's easier because they have a unique signature. There is an expiration date. You can decide to have a demurrage or not, but a demurrage is very important to help with the circulation of the vouchers. And then it also means that whoever accepts that voucher has the right to redeem it from the issuer. Okay? Now, making commitments and fulfilling commitments and accepting commitments is paramount. And this is what used to happen and is now what you're advocating for. But trust is very important, and this is how trust was grown then. This is a nice illustration. We do a lot of games and practicals when you go when you're training communities. And this is how they understand the current reality, by understanding the 6 assets and at what level is which asset. And when they do this, they're able to come up with a vision and know how each person, each action step will be worked on according to the rotation of labor associations. Now, this is production financing. This is also a very important protocol that we've borrowed from our forefathers. It only means that when the community members create vouchers, they put them into the pool. And when a financier wants to get some of the products that are backed by these vouchers, they will need to put in money into the pool and pull out vouchers. I'm going to give a good example of a financier who pre-ordered coconuts from farmers in Kilifi. So what they did, they put in money into the pool and took the vouchers backed by the coconuts. Coconuts take 5 to 7 years to grow. So that means so the financier had the money prior, and the vouchers prior, and the community members got the money before. So that means they were able to sort out issues, fees, better farming methods, better tools. So we're just basically bringing a nice socioeconomic process, that is about bringing together a nice blend of, changing the traditional demand and supply models and, tokenization. Now, this is what the communities in Kenya are doing. They're using the USSD, and there's also the web interface. So this is mostly, the web interface is mostly for those who do not have smartphones, phones, so they can create their own paper wallet, and they can use one phone. Now, we have so far seen over 65,000 households using vouchers in Kenya today. We have 4 million plus worth of transactions, USD worth, and 5x average multiplier effect. So, pooled commitments enable us to scale into the future to our beautiful shared heritage. Thank you.